What is up, everyone? We have breaking news. Yankees trade for Frankie Montas and Lou Trevino from the Oakland Athletics, giving up J.P. Sears, Ken Waldichuk, Cooper Bowman, and Luis Medina. Nick, I mean, this is a blockbuster. The Yankees pull off another big trade today, get the ace they've been looking for because they have Garrett Cole at that one spot. They needed that number 2, that second ace, and they finally get that second ace in Frankie Montas. But Nick, tell me how you're doing today, man, because this is incredible.
I'm so good. Like there's words can't even describe the way I'm feeling right now. There was so much doubt around these past couple of days where it's like it's been really slow. And I know the last 2 days of the deadline always, are the busiest. Like I'm not saying that that's not the usual case, but it was oddly slow these last couple of days. Like the biggest move was Benintendi and then Naquin, and Chris Martin. So it's like, well, those are not really big moves that you see. And Soto was holding up the market. We wanted to see what Castillo went for. Then he went for a huge package. And all things considered, I think Cashman, this is an absolute masterclass. Look, Ken Waldichuk is a phenomenal pitcher. I think he's going to be a really good pitcher one day. But the Yankees have so much pitching depth, it's not even funny. And I will say losing Luis Medina also does hurt in J.P. Sears. But again, with Medina, his problem is that he has not been able to show any real sign of putting together control to where he can be used as a 5-6 inning starter. He has elite stuff, but I see the bullpen in Medina's future, which isn't a bad thing. And then J.P. Sears, of course, he did everything the Yankees asked. He was he was like their taxi man relief pitcher this year, where he did spot starts, pitched really well in AAA, even used in like 5th, 6th innings whenever Domingo Germán sucked. So it's like, I'm sad to see those guys go. Don't get me wrong. But for Lou Trevino and Frankie Montas, I think that's a phenomenal get. You have a year and 2 months of Montas. Like that's a year and 3 months of Montas. And he's a proven ace that in his career has done quite well against Houston. Like this is great. And we're still in for Soto because we didn't lose Volpe or Wells or Dominguez or Peraza.
I look, ultimately, I do think Soto goes elsewhere.
Yeah,
but
I do too. But I'm just saying we could do it if we really, really, really wanted to.
Yeah, they still have Peraza. I think Peraza is important also because now they can call him up. Right now he can be the shortstop, and that's a huge thing. Kind of talking a little bit about the other guy they got in the deal, not just Montas, Trevino. He's here for the next 2.5 years. I know the ERA is ugly this year. 6.47 is disgusting.
But his FIP is half of that.
Yeah, and his xFIP in Sierra, 2.92, 2.89 Sierra, 53.2% ground ball percentage, 28.7% strikeout rate, 8.9% walk rate, throws 95.7 miles per hour on average. This is a guy who's clearly due for positive regression. First guy on it, I know I'm gonna get some this first guy on it, of course, MLB Nerds. Shout out my dog on Twitter, at MLB Nerds, first on the package, giving him his props there. I think we can both agree, though, this deadline has been as good as you could possibly make it. Any Yankee fan who's going to complain about the Yankees getting a proven guy, a guy who's clearly going to get better for the Yankees in Trevino, and then getting an ace and a good left-handed hitter than Benintendi, this is exactly what the Yankees needed to do. Go out and get a guy like Frankie Montas who has ridiculous stuff, absolutely lethal stuff.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's, and you know what, for people saying, oh, why didn't we get Castillo? I think we got a guy just as good as Castillo, if not a little bit better, for a much smaller price
half
tag.
the package.
Exactly.
Like we love Sears and Medina, that's because they're our boys and we love the Yankees farm system. As Yankees content creators, it should be our job to like what we talk about. But other teams around the league definitely don't value J.P. Sears like we do as this elite potential spot starter guy that deserves all these opportunities. They see him as a decent arm that they can get more out of. And then with Luis Medina, they don't see through all the walks and chaos and lack of control like we do. They see his 101 mile an hour fastball and say that guy could be a big piece of our team, but he's a big risk. So it's like we love these guys and we should, but to give up what we gave up for this type of pitcher, I think should be talked about for a long time for Brian Cashman. Even if Frankie Montas doesn't end up pitching well, that's always in hindsight. But this is a great, great deal. I would say that this is even a better deal in terms of what we gave up and what we're getting than a few years ago when we went and got Sonny Gray for Dustin Fowler, James Caprielin, and Jorge Mateo. I think we gave up more then for a not as good pitcher. So I don't know. I'm very, very excited to see Montas in pinstripes. And again, like you said, next year too. Like that's why I was wanting him a little bit more than Rodon only because of that. Because now we can kind of let Taillon walk very easily and be like, all right, we have a guy that's just going to slot right into that rotation. We have Nestor for 4 years, and then we have Severino and Montgomery for, I believe, another 2. So our rotation is basically set in stone for the next 2 or 3 seasons in theory, and that is awesome. Like it's now one of the best rotations in baseball, top to bottom.
Yeah, and inevitably this team is needed starting pitching, and they got it, right? Like I think unlike other deadlines, this team addressed everything they needed to address, and they keep their shortstop that they definitely need to call up. Oswald Peraza better get called up. Oswald Peraza needs to be at the major league level tomorrow, today.
Yeah, he should have been. He should already be at the major league level.
Obviously, I'm going to say right now, even though I'm very jazzed up right now, wait until the deadline ends to call up Peraza, because
we also could still move him. That's what,
right.
We
You never know.
Move him.
We
Cashman can make more moves. Like Joey Wendell's still out there, and he just had one of the best defensive months by a shortstop in baseball, and he's hitting doubles, something we can't say about IKF. But I mean, I got to shout out my boy Addison. You shout out MLB Nerds. Got to shout out my boy Addison, Yankee World. He's a huge Peraza fan, and he was saying, I think there's a way we keep Peraza with this Montas deal. He's like, I think we may lose some of the other guys like Wells or Waldichuk or Wesneski. This is a couple of days ago. So I got to give him credit for saying, you know what, we're keeping Peraza and getting Montas, because I didn't believe it. I was a doubter. But this is a phenomenal day. Like you said, everything the Yankees have done this deadline has been exactly what they needed to do. And in none of the deals did they overpay whatsoever. Like, that's what I'm like. The Yankees farm is just so deep at the lower levels that when you lose some of these guys, like honestly in the Benintendi trade, we lost 3 A-level guys, 1 low and 2 high. And the best one was TJ Sakema and Beck Way. We just immediately put someone in there and they're just going to go up and do the same thing and post a 2 ERA with a 30% strikeout rate. Like that's how this Yankees farm system works. So losing those guys is okay to me, because now we have our number 2 behind Garrett Cole, undoubtedly. Like I trust Monty, I trust Nestor, and I trust Sevy, to get it done. But with Frankie Montas, there is no doubt in my mind he is our number 2.
Again, look, they went out and got proven players. Benintendi is proven. Montas is proven. Efros is proven. The one guy that took a risk on in Trevino is the guy who you don't have to throw into high leverage. You already have a closer. Efros is one of your setup guys. Wandy is a setup guy. Marinaccio, love Marinaccio, by the way. That's the boy. He's one of our setup guys. And you can ease Trevino into things, gives you more depth. I wonder if they move a reliever. I wouldn't be shocked if like Litke was Aroldis. Look, I don't know where the bullpen looks like now, because
Doofus to Washington for Juan Soto and Oswald Peraza. I'm seeing the light.
Yeah, and remember, Gallo still has to be traded. So, we'll see. I think this is going to be an interesting deadline still. There's still moves that they're going to make. But I would say, as of right now, this team is very complete. This team is ready to win a World Series. And this team is, I think, right now, the best team in the American League. They did everything they need to do. Now it's just a matter of, clearing some of those roster spots like Gallo and figuring out how your bullpen is shaping out to be. But they're deep in their bullpen, and I love it.
That's the thing, that even Trevino, like you said, he's the biggest flyer. But Trevino had 2 seasons a couple years ago of back-to-back really good peripherals in baseball. So it's like, I don't really, and I believe that I could be mistaken on where one of those seasons was with Trinan. But Trevino's not like a bad pitcher, He's just a guy that, like you said, has gotten very unlucky, has given up the home run ball a bit too much, and clearly was getting shafted by poor Oakland A's defense behind him. So I'm not going to sit here and say Lou Trevino's an amazing get, but he's a guy that if anyone can fix him and work with him and like make his peripherals and all of his advanced nerd stats that everyone likes to call them show the true type of pitcher he is, it's Matt Blake. The guy's worked miracles. He's done miracles on me. The guy's worked miracles on pitchers before. And the Yankees essentially got 2 really good bullpen arms at this deadline, similar to last season when they got Clay Holmes. So it's like, and honestly, Joely Rodriguez. So it's like there are definitely moves that they still can make if they want to. And the best part about this Montas deal still is that they didn't give up someone like Elijah Dunham, who's really having a great year, that I thought was going to be linked with them. They didn't give up someone like our guy that we were talking about as a potential Peraza replacement, Osvaldo Cabrera. They didn't want Everson Pereira. Like, there are a lot of guys that I'm very happy the A's steered clear from, even if it meant the Yankees losing a couple of talented youngsters.
Yeah, and just kind of wrapping up here, the Yankees got better today, right? I said this in the Benintendi video. I didn't I hinted at it. I didn't directly say these exact words, but this is what my message been in these videos, the Benintendi video, the Efros video. The Yankees got better today. And we got better today. We got a lot better today. And I'm really, really, really excited to see this team with Montas on it and Trevino on it and Efros on it. And we already have seen Benintendi, but you get my point.
But Benintendi's he's been everything that we could have wanted too.
Yeah, he's getting on base. Yeah, he's getting on base.
He's worked like 7 walks.
Yeah, this team is looking a lot better now, and I'm really happy with what we've done so far this deadline, and I can't wait to see what are the last few moves we make.
I know we may be dropping another video later today for all we know, dude.
Yeah, this is the second time.
Patrick Corbin.
Who knows,
man? Stand for the flag, and if you don't like it, we don't care.
Bring
him to New York, baby.
We gotta hope that there is one more kind of sneaky cash move just for the excitement at that point. This was exciting and a great day for the Yankees.
Joey Wendell, dude, your favorite. Bring him over, dude. That would literally complete the deadline because that way you could just honestly use Peraza in AAA still, let him get more at bats. Show that May, June, July, how he's been getting better each month. Show that is a trend that's going to 100% continue. And then just roll Joey Wendell if Peraza ends up keep killing it in September. Use Joey Wendell as your utility guy. Like, they won't have to give up shit. Look at what they just gave up for Montas. That is not that big of a deal for Frankie Montas, especially seeing that I think it was Ken and Jeff Passan that came out and said they're looking for a similar package to Castillo. I think the Yankees pulled off the way better package deal than the Mariners did. I don't even think that's a question for a very similar pitcher.
Yeah, and honestly, they could still get a guy like Rodon if need be, but we'll see. Again, look, this is a team that went out and was aggressive and got what they needed to get. So I couldn't be happier, man. This is great stuff. But we'll want to hear what you guys think. It'd be hard for me to imagine anyone is upset right now. Unless
if you're upset, you're just a hater, dude. You're just a hater. Or an A's fan.
Yeah, we could have A's fans who listen to the pod, and if so,
all 4 of them. That'd be pretty crazy if all 4 A's fans listen to our podcast.
Hey man, I know some good A's fans, but I hope that I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. You guys know, follow us on all those platforms. We got content coming out in multiple different ways. We're uploading as much as possible. We're trying to keep you guys updated on everything. And we'll see you guys next video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And peace out.